What's going on, everyone? So Lakers got a couple gifts, right? One, they got Luka to sign the extension, especially for a team that didn't really have any leverage over any other teams, right? They weren't in the Dallas situation where they could offer him that extra year and the extra money and all that stuff. Every team in the league could have paid Luka the exact same contract. So that is something that was really beneficial to the Lakers. But also, they got Luka at a extreme discount. Right now, he got the max as to what was offered and available, but not what he should have gotten, right? And not what, if the Lakers had, under normal circumstances, had a star to his caliber or went and traded for a star of his caliber, that still qualified for the Supermax. I mean, it would have gotten, 50 plus million more, right? I mean, for context, like Anthony Davis over the same period is going to make 25 million more. Right. So Lakers are saving a bunch of money with the cap, and each year the cap is going to increase. He's going to be on a discount. Now, he does qualify for like a 5-year, $417 million contract once this is up, which he's going to get. He's going to opt out, and then he's going to go sign that contract, which at that point he'll be at like 80 million a year average. I think it's like 82 million a year average. Right. So he's going to get quite a bit of money on his next contract. He'll actually make more in the long run than he would have if he signed the Supermax with Dallas and all that stuff, just based on, the years and all of that. So Luka, long term, is going to make a lot more money, and the Lakers are going to pay him, right? Because you do, right? Like, if Luka wants 80 million, you pay him 80 million a year, right? But until then, you have Luka on a valued contract, right? On like comparable to other stars in this league, especially the higher end guys. I mean, Luka is making very minimal. I mean, there's guys like De'Aaron Fox, for example, can sign the exact same contract. 4 years, $229 million. De'Aaron Fox. I like De'Aaron Fox. He's a great player. He's not anywhere near Luka Doncic level, right? And they're going to have potentially the same contract, right? So to me, I look at that. Now, obviously, that was due to circumstances, but the Lakers greatly benefit from that. And same thing with a guy like DeAndre Ayton, if he ends up working out, and all these guys, right? Like you have this luxury where you have guys that in other situations would be paid a lot more. Luka in particular. So you're going to be able to, at least the next few years, be able to go and sign guys and bring in guys that you wouldn't have been able to otherwise. So the Lakers cannot botch this. They have to make sure that they do right by Luka and capitalize on this. Preserving cap space for 2026 or 2027 and all that stuff, that's great. That sounds nice. But you also don't want to put yourself in a position to where you were given this gift through Luka on both a basketball standpoint and a contract standpoint, and now you don't follow up on your end of the deal and end up botching or signing guys long term or whatever, right? Last thing we need is a Luol Deng and Timothy Mozgov situation. Right? Lakers need to make sure that they're making smart choices, smart decisions, calculated decisions. Sure, take a risk here and there. At some point, you got to take some risks, but they need to be calculated risks. They need to be risks that are justified and understandable. Right? Like Lakers, it's great that Lakers could potentially have a ton of cap space next season to sign a max guy and then some. There isn't that guy. The only guy that made sense was, Triple J, Jaren Jackson Jr., but he's off the table. Now in 2027, there's guys like Giannis and Jokic and stuff, but realistically speaking, chances are you're probably going to have to trade for those guys, right? Now, there is the potential of somebody coming in and going like, hey, we'll just do the Kawhi Leonard situation, because why not? It's Jokic or Giannis. If we win for a year, then so be it. But there's also the potential that if either of those guys say, I want to go to the Lakers, and I'm only going to the Lakers, and if you trade for me, then I'm not going otherwise, well, then it could be enough to force the Lakers to go, right? Which the Lakers, I mean, we'll see if they trade their picks or not, but if they don't trade their picks, then it's very possible that they end up having what I think they'd have three tradable firsts next season, in which they could then go and make moves. And now you have 3 firsts plus Austin Reeves plus a Dude Thero if you need to, whatever. Right? Especially if you can get a Giannis or a Jokic, you trade whatever you want. Here, it's yours. everything's yours, right? Because now you have a Giannis and a Luca, and Luca's on a discount, so you'd actually be able to fill out the roster, unlike teams that usually would if Dallas would have went and traded for Giannis while Luca was still there and him getting a supermax, right? They're a lot more limited than the Lakers are, right? So the Lakers are in a position to not only compete and be a perennial contender with Luka, but now have the flexibility and the capabilities and options to go and round out a roster, and a deep enough one at that, to be a contender year after year after year after year. Right? And you have one of the 3 best players in all of basketball. And yes, I do think he's going to come back this season and show. I wouldn't be shocked if he looks like the best player in all of basketball this year. I think he's going to have an MVP level season, and I wouldn't be surprised if he's hoisting Larry O'Brien at the end of the year. Right? So if I'm the Lakers, I am making sure that I am doing right. I need to maximize this opportunity, because you're not going to get that again. His next contract, he's going to make more than he would have been on the previous one, right? So on the Supermax. So Lakers need to make sure that they are maximizing that. Now, it would have been great if he would have signed the 4-year or whatever, but he didn't, right? You know what he did. And you got him cheaper than you would otherwise. So take that. My concern is that the Lakers take their foot off the gas rather than accelerating further. Right? That's my concern with the Lakers, is that I hope that the Lakers look at this for what it is, as a opportunity, and have some genuine confidence in going into this opportunity and doing these things, rather than the alternative, which is, hey, we're good, let's just kind of stay the course. Like, I'm fine with the Lakers, and I've said this numerous times, I'm fine with the Lakers going into the season as is. If that's the approach and that's the route they want to go, fine, perfect, no problems, right? Evaluate, take your time, see, okay, what do you need? Because again, there very well could be something. Right now, the whole looks like a starting 3, a 2-way 3 and D Wayne, and then potentially a backup center. But as the season progresses, once we get to the trade deadline, we might realize that no, it's not that, it's this, or we really need a scorer off the bench, or we need whatever. Right? There's a million things that could potentially present itself. Right? There could be things that we don't look at as issues right now that end up becoming an issue that we need to get off of. Right? And Lakers' best assets are those expiring contracts, which are appreciating assets. So the closer you can get. So I'm totally fine with the Lakers being patient, staying the course, let things grow and develop. Right? But you also need to make sure you're making the moves and making the decisions necessary to maximize not only Luka, but this flexibility that you have with the cap space, because this is a huge blessing for the Lakers on several fronts. But we'll see. Time will tell. Anyway, as always, this is a discussion. I pass a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out. So we enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one.